Well, hello there, everyone. It's me, Esther Bartkiw. Hope you're having a really nice holiday season. Before we hit the end of the year, I want to share with you a therapeutic, psychological energy exercise that I often take myself through. In fact, I did it just this week, and I want to share it with you so that you can end 2021 on a high note and enter into 2022 on that same high note, because how you finish something is how you start the next chapter in your life. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. And then also right at the end, I just want to express some thoughts to you, because I'm feeling like, despite my last energy update when I said 2022 could be quite turbulent, the astrology is pointing in that direction, I personally feel really good and upbeat about 2022. I'm wondering, what am I going to get up to? What am I going to be creating? Who am I going to meet? What am I going to experience? What new information is going to come my way? And a lot of that upbeat mood and attitude about the next year came from doing this energy exercise that I'm going to share with you today. All right? I promise it's simple, but you will have to take time and focus to do it. So for those of you who are watching and I am new to you, welcome to my channel. My name is Esther Bartkiw. I'm a core belief therapist. Next year it's going to be 18 years that I've been helping people discover, explore, change those nagging thoughts, the limiting beliefs, the patternings in their lives that are holding them back from living, creating, experiencing exactly what they want, and changing the inner world to support those desired creations. I'm an intuitive and energy reader. I do personal readings of divine guidance for people. I love astrology, quantum science. Right now, I'm delving into the story of light and working with the sun, which has been completely life-changing for me. I teach that on my Telegram channel. And like I said, I'm excited to see what 2022 is going to bring. So let's dive into this. All right, so ending 2021 on a high note vibrationally, and your vibration is created by your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your actions, your concepts of reality, so that you enter into 2022 on that high note, right? You're like, yes, on a high note vibrationally. So what happens when we come to the end of the year? The end of the year, we have holidays. Whether you celebrate them or not, there's a holiday festive energy in the air. For some people, they love it. Other people, not so much. It can be a very emotionally charged year. One of the reasons it can be emotionally charged is because we're coming to the ending of something. And I see, and I know I was one of these people at one time too, so I'm pointing the finger here. We come to the end of the year and we say, thank God this year is over. It was the worst year ever. Oh, there's grumbling. I can't wait to move on. And there's just this grumble, right? Very low vibration, negative. It might be honest. It might have been a terrible year, but that's the energy you're moving into 2022 with. Some people, they love it. The end of the year is great. They're like, okay, some things didn't work out. Some things really did work out. I'm looking forward to what we're going to do in 2022. And they do. They have that beautiful momentum moving forward. And then there are people, and again, I've done this in the past many times. You get to the end of the year and get really sad and depressed and upset and frustrated and falling into even victim consciousness. Like, here we are another year. Here we are another year, and I didn't earn the money that I wanted. I didn't get a new job like I wanted. I didn't get my health into gear. I'm still holding on to these 20 pounds. I don't have the relationship that I want. I still hang around with these people that I know that are not good to me. I'm still living in the same crappy apartment that I don't like anymore. Again, I didn't go on that trip I wanted to go on. And all they do is list everything they did not do. And yeah, that can be, it's a dose of reality, but that can be quite depressing and quite sad. And it's a very low vibration. And then even when January 1st rolls around, if you're thinking, okay, January 1st, time to make resolutions, time to set some new intentions, you're doing it from such a low vibration, right? You're doing it from a low vibration. Now, I personally feel that there are better times in the year suited for new beginnings, starting fresh, setting intentions, but as collective worldwide, okay, January 1st is typically that event that we can collectively worldwide agree on is, okay, we're starting a new year. We're starting a new calendar year. Let's put the old behind us and start fresh. So there is a collective energy of starting fresh, starting new. Let's get going, let's change things up. And that's what I'm working with here today, even though, like I said, I think there's better times to start things new. So think about in the past how you've entered the new year, right? Did you enter the new year hungover, feeling like crap and thinking, oh, I got to set new intentions and change it? Did you end the new year feeling really depressed because of what you did not accomplish? So let's change things up a little bit. Let's change this up this year. And this is an exercise for everybody, regardless of where you land on that scale. So first of all, sure, take some time to acknowledge. You're just acknowledging what you had hoped to accomplish this year and you did not. Because we don't want to pretend, we don't want to ignore it. Otherwise, there's this nagging voice in the back of your head that says, oh, yeah, you're focusing on everything you did, but what about this? You didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. So let's acknowledge that voice and say, all right, this year I wanted to find a new job and I did not do it. So acknowledge it. Acknowledge everything that didn't come to pass that you were hoping for. And then that's it. It's over. You've acknowledged it. And now let's turn our focus to what you did accomplish. Okay? To your wins, to the changes, whether you call them subtle or big changes, to your achievements, whether you call it a minor or a small achievement or it's a big achievement to you. Let's focus on what you did do. And I'm going to encourage you to get a piece of paper, to get your journal and a pen and actually write things down, because it just makes such a bigger difference to our psychology, to our brain, to our wiring, to our acknowledgement when we make the list and write things down. All right. So how I start is I start with the big stuff, the obvious stuff. Okay, maybe it's a trip you took, or maybe you did change jobs, or you bought a new house, your dream house, or maybe you downsized, that was your dream. Maybe you repaired a relationship with someone. Maybe you lost 10 pounds, 3 kilos, whatever it might be. Maybe you started to stand up for yourself or express yourself or keep promises to yourself. Like anything that really stands out for you, write those down. But I know that there is more for you to acknowledge. So look at, was there a new skill that you learned? Did you learn how to do something new? Okay. Maybe you learned how to do Reiki, or maybe you learned how to do Feng Shui, or maybe you started to learn about the crypto market or NFTs. I minted NFTs. Oh my gosh. And I had to learn about it, and it was just really interesting to me. And it's a small thing, but it was a big thing to me because it was an unusual move. It was something out of my wheelhouse. I took the time to research, to learn about it, and I'm excited to mint more NFTs. So look at everything. Something that you can do is if you have an online calendar, like I put everything in my online calendar, go back, access that calendar, go back to January and look at your appointments. Because as I was looking at my appointments, and I even write things like, I'm going to the grocery store, I have a hair appointment, all my client appointments, oh, go to the airport, it's time to take your flight to Turkey. It will stimulate remembering. It'll stimulate remembering, and maybe you'll have something in your calendar, like there was an event and you're like, oh, I remember I wanted to buy a new dress for that event, and I had the ideal, the perfect dress in my mind, and I went to the mall and there it was. Well, you manifested that. You absolutely manifested the perfect dress for your event. There it was. Write that down. That's an achievement, that's accomplishment, that's a conscious creation. Okay? So don't discount things just because you think they're small or they're minor. They're not. I promise you they're not. Here's some more examples, because sometimes the examples will get things churning for you, some remembering. Maybe this was the year that you woke up out of this haze and started to ask questions about what were happening in the world. Okay? Maybe this year you made some decisions for you that supported you and your dreams, rather than always supporting other people for their dreams, right? You started to put yourself first. Maybe this year you said no to alcohol, or no to cigarettes, or no to drugs, or no to, I don't know, you fill in the blank, excessive online shopping, and you said yes to going for a walk every day, even if it was 5 minutes around the block. Okay, so write all that down. For me, I had such a huge list because I really went down to the nitty-gritty. One of the biggest things that happened to me this year that I'm so proud of is I changed my relationship with the light, right? I'm what people call a light worker. I talk about the light. I understand about the light and the quantum field, and we are all one, and we are birthed of light, and we come from source, and we're all connected, and that the sun is good. I tell people to get outside in the sunshine, in nature, all of that. And then the door opened to just something more deeper for me. And I started to sync up my circadian rhythm, understand what the light has to offer us more with the body and mentally and emotionally, and our connection with God, source, universe, and our connection with the quantum field for manifesting. And I'm like, wow, 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 wow. So that was really huge for me. I got back into swimming this year. That was an accomplishment. I was such a swimmer when I was young, and then I stopped. And I know exactly why I stopped. It was limiting beliefs and negative image about myself and all of that. And then this year when I hurt my foot, I couldn't exercise. I like to walk and hike and do some like HIIT exercise and quite aggressive with my exercise. But I couldn't because of my foot. But I was at the sea and I went, all right, let's start swimming again. And from the moment I dived into that water the first time, I was like, Esther, why did you wait so long to get back into the sea? It's like I feel at home there. I love it. Swimming is going to be a part of my life from now on. So I rediscovered my love of swimming. Yes, I had some amazing travel achievements and goals and manifestations. I had some work victories that I had, health victories that I had. I started cold plunging. Oh my God, who would have thought that I would be cold plunging? I'm not doing cold plunge perfect, right? A lot of people might say, okay, Esther, that's not really a cold plunge. But for me, it was huge, and I'm going to build upon that, okay? So those are just some examples from my life. And then once you have your list, you look at that list, and I looked at that list and I went, oh my God, wow. If I could achieve, experience, accomplish, learn, manifest all of this in a year where there was a lot of noise all around us in the world, what can I get up to in 2022? And that starts to build mood and excitement and desire. And then once you look at that and say, oh my gosh, if I did that, what can I accomplish? What can I do? What can I be? What can I experience in the next year? You'll see your vibration starts to lift up, and then immediately your imagination starts to go wild, and let it go wild. And you can write down, oh, well, maybe I'll do this and maybe I'll do that. And how about this? And ooh, I would really like that. And write down your list. And already, you know, as Abraham Hicks says, you're shooting off those rockets of desire, and you're doing it in a fantastic vibration to seed all of those intentions. All right. So that's the exercise. It's very, very simple, but you have to take the time to do it and the focus to do it. Once you get going, it didn't really take long. I had to just make myself a cup of coffee, sit down with my notepad, with my online calendar, and say, I'm just going to take some time and do it. I think it took me about an hour, but I got really into it. I started taking notes. I started getting information. When you're doing the exercise, you may see very clearly that there are certain beliefs or mindsets that, okay, I need to deal with this because this is something that is an obstacle that has stood in my way and sabotaged me year after year after year after year. It's time now to get rid of it. You might start getting information about next steps to take or new ideas, write them down. So, I'm having the biggest deja vu moment right now as I'm filming this. It's so cool. Sorry, I interrupted there. You might get information coming through, and that's always fun and great. And listen, if you do find that, okay, I'm realizing I have patterns and beliefs that I've been holding on to for a very long time, and this is what's been stopping me from, having a lot of achievements or conscious manifestations in my life, and you're not quite sure how to release them, please reach out to me. We can do some sessions together. That is my foundational work, right? Creating an inner world that supports you living your outward reality. I will put a link below. You can find out more about private sessions with me. And right now I am offering an end of the year special, 4 specials until end of day December 30th, 2021. So a 3-session inner work package for me, $250 off. A 1-hour reading, one-on-one divine guidance reading. It's a question and answer format. It's $100 off. If you want to do a 3-question email reading where you email me your 3 specific questions, I do the reading, I record it, I send you the recording. That I believe is $37 off. And then there is a beautiful energy process that I did as a webinar. It is recalibration, harmonization of the divine masculine within with the divine feminine, and that's $47 off right now. So there's 4 specials, there's coupon codes. I'll put a link below where you can find out more information about it, and they expire end of day December 30th, 2021, just in case if you happen to be watching this later on in the year. All right, so consider that. I am here to help you. It is my pleasure to help you. So I hope you do this energy exercise because honestly, I did that this week. And now, even though we still have 5-6 days, I'm doing this Christmas Eve. I'm doing this Christmas Eve. I have 5-6 days until the end of the year. I'm feeling like, okay, I'm really excited about 2022, despite the noise that's going on around me and will continue to go on around me, despite the astrology of 2022 saying it's going to be turbulent, with bright spots, of course. I'm really excited about it because I'm the creator of my reality. I get to decide what I'm going to focus on. I get every day to get up, I walk outside, I watch the sunrise, I'm syncing up with my circadian rhythm, and then I come back in, I'm like, what do I want to experience today? How do I want to express myself? What do I want to create? What do I want to do today? I get to decide that for myself. You get to decide that for yourself as well, even though there's noise going on all around us. And yes, in these times, sometimes we've got to maneuver and we've got to get crafty and we have to say, okay, if this is not available, what else is available? But we can do it. And so I'm really looking forward to this new year. And I have this exercise to thank for. It really kind of turned my mood and my looking forward kind of hope and perspective around. And I hope that it's going to be helpful for you. I would be interested to hear if you do this exercise, what you came up with. Maybe you had some realizations. Maybe there were accomplishments you forgot about because they happened in February and March and you were about to say, oh, nothing good happened this year. And then you went, wait a minute, wait a minute. Leave me a comment below or wherever you're watching this video. I'd love to hear from you. And if you hear this before the end of the year, I wish you, again, a Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. I wish you a Happy New Year. Let's end this year on a high note, start 2022 on a high note. And, you know, when you lift your vibration, you're also lifting up the vibration of the people around you, the world, and anybody who wants to ride that wave. All right, beauties, love you lots. And until the next video, ciao, ciao.